Being shaken doesn't mean I didn't try or face challenges. It doesn't mean I wasn't burdened, but it does mean that I chose not to give up. Even when things got tough, I stood strong and said, "I'm standing strong." To stand strong, you need to be tough. Many have tried to knock me down, including my own self at times. I faced struggles, some seen and others unseen, but through good and bad times, I remain. I'm still standing. I've cried and felt fear, but I endured. Now I want others who are tough and have overcome challenges to stand and say it loudly. I'm still standing. Saying that scares away the negative forces. It's a declaration of strength and defiance that shakes the foundations of every obstacle and adversity. Despite everything, we remain standing, a testament to our unshaking spirit. Listen, we all face tough times that can throw our lives off course. If you're in the middle of one of those tough times, this message is especially for you. It's not by chance that you're watching this. There's a reason you're here, and it's all part of a bigger plan. There's a message of hope and renewal waiting for you, a promise that no matter how tough things get, there's a turnaround waiting just around the corner. You're not alone, and there's a helping hand reaching out to you. This isn't just another message about common struggles or a call to pull yourself up by the bootstraps. This is different. It's a message from a higher power, a reminder of a love that's always there, ready to transform your life from broken to beautiful. Everyone has a story, and every pain and struggle is known. As you listen on, remember that this is a chance to rekindle your faith, get back on your feet, and step boldly into a future that's bright and beautiful, just as it's meant to be. Job said something which I love so much and resonates deeply with our conversation today. He articulated this insight in the book of Job, chapter 14, verses 7 to 9, a passage that has remained engraved in my heart. He declares, "At least there is hope for a tree. If it is cut down, it will sprout again, and its new shoots will not fail. Its roots may grow old in the ground and its stump die in the soil, yet at the scent of water it will bud and put forth shoots like a plant." Even if a tree gets old and its base is dying, just a little bit of water can make it start growing again. It'll sprout new leaves and branches, just like a new plant coming to life. Job used this analogy to show us that there's always hope and a chance for a fresh start, even when things seem tough and hopeless. Job is one person in biblical history whom I can point to as having had a very difficult life. He knew what it was like to lose almost everything he had, including his children, properties, and even servants in a single day. He was left with only his wife and his life. The devil tampered with his health, afflicting Job with boils all over his body. His only comfort was sitting on ashes. This man, once the richest in the East, loved and feared God and was faithful in worship and devotion. However, adversity struck Job mercilessly. But there's a significant turn of events in Job's story. In the book of Job, chapter 42, verses 12 to 17, it is written that the Lord blessed the latter part of Job's life more than the former. He had 14,000 sheep, 6,000 camels, 1,000 yoke of oxen, and 1,000 donkeys. He was also blessed with 7 sons and 3 daughters. He named his daughters Jemimah, Keziah, and Kirin-Hapuch. No women in all the land were as beautiful as Job's daughters, and they received an inheritance alongside their brothers. Job lived for another 140 years and saw his children and their descendants up to the 4th generation. Job died an old man, full of years. Despite the severe trials he faced, God transformed his suffering into something even more beautiful than before. What does this say about God? It confirms that when God moves on your behalf, He can make your life beautiful again. He can rewrite the hopeless story and turn it into a testimony. If He could do it for Job, then He can do it for you. He said in the book of Job, chapter 25 to 27, "I will repay you for the years the locusts have eaten, the great locust and the young locust, the other locusts and the locust swarm, my great army that I sent among you. You will have plenty to eat until you are full. And you will praise the name of the Lord your God, who has worked wonders for you. Never again will my people be shamed. Then you will know that I am in Israel, that I am the Lord your God, and that there is no other. Never again will my people be shamed." This is proof that God can make your life beautiful again. I believe you need to hear this because you're alive in the world today. Yes, that's right. According to God's ultimate plan for you, what you went through or what you're going through is meant to be a part of your story, not the script for all of it. What do I mean? God doesn't plan for you to live your life only to end up dying as a victim of an abusive relationship. He didn't intend for you to grow up as a young man with dreams of a beautiful marriage and a blissful home, only for you to end up divorced, broken, frustrated, and alone. God didn't intend for you to get that job, work for a while, then lose the job, lose your insurance, lose your home and your relationships, and end up on the streets. God didn't design your path to lead you to academic pursuits, climbing the ladders of knowledge, only to stumble into the chasms of unemployment, where your degrees and skills echo the haunting sounds of unfulfilled potential. He didn't craft your years of hard work and learning to culminate in the silent corridors of joblessness, with your aspirations locked away, untouched, and gathering the dust of missed opportunities. God's blueprint for your life didn't include your vibrant health and vitality being sapped away by a sudden, unforgiving illness. He didn't orchestrate your days to be counted in hospital beds, your dreams and passions overshadowed by the cold touch of medical instruments, your aspirations replaced with the desperate hope for another day of breath. Additionally, God didn't envision your life, filled with skills and talents, to be a journey of constant rejection and doors closed to opportunities. He didn't mold your abilities and gifts to be unseen, unheard, lost in the silent echo chambers of obscurity, where your light is dimmed and your voice is muted amidst the noisy echoes of life's unyielding adversities. Listen, you may battle depression, fears, and insecurities and deal with setbacks here and there. Those may be a part of the story, but it's not the end. That's not the direction of the plot God has set for you. His plot's been outlined in His Word. The book of 3 John chapter 1 verse 2 says, "Dear friend, I pray that you may enjoy good health and that all may go well with you, even as your soul is getting along well." His plot is the declaration of His heart for you, just like Jesus said in the book of Matthew chapter 7 verse 11. "If you then, though you are evil, know how to give good gifts to your children, how much more will your Father in heaven give good gifts to those who ask Him?" Maybe your life may not look like it now, but when you come under the refuge of God's name, which is when you come to Jesus, He will make your life beautiful again. Only God can restore what you've lost, beloved. Only He can heal what's been broken. Only He can fix what's been damaged beyond repair. There are things no therapist or government rehabilitation can fix. Only God's intervention. There are issues that no one can explain how they happened or why, but God sees them and can set them back in order. If you're hearing these words today, I want to encourage you. It's not the time for you to quit or live the rest of your life in hopelessness. There is hope. I repeat, there is hope. Why do I know this? Because you're alive and you're here. The book of Ecclesiastes chapter 9 verse 4 says, "Anyone who is among the living has hope. Even a live dog is better off than a dead lion." Now, as your faith begins to rise, make sure that you're standing right with God and your eyes on Him. This is the first thing in experiencing the beauty God is about to bring into your life. Remember, as long as you're alive, there's always hope. Being alive means you've still got a chance for better days. So keep your hopes up. And one important thing, always keep a close connection with God and focus on Him. It's the key to see all the good stuff He's got planned for your life. So, take a step further. You've got to fully trust that God has some awesome things in store for you. Let go of all your worries and doubts. Stick with God's words and let them be your flashlight in the dark, showing you the way to all the good things coming your way. The story of the prodigal son is confirmation that as long as you stay far from God or away doing your own thing, there is nothing He can do. But wait until you give Him the chance. You see, God will never force this beautiful change of story into your life. He will never force healing on you. He will never force people into your life, even if they're the ones meant to bring the things you've lost. However, when you're close to Him and maintain your devotion of faith, you give Him room to decorate your life. If you've stepped away from God because of compromise, distractions, or the errors of life, know that God hasn't given up on you, and there is a place for you in His arms. When you make that choice to return, a transformation begins. Your journey isn't judged by where you've been, but where you're heading, and with God, a bright future is always a step away. God's love turns every end into a new beginning and every lost moment into an opportunity for something beautiful. Remember, it's always the right time to return to the caring and forgiving arms of God, where love and grace are always ready to welcome you.